Welcome back to the Reign of Megatron, and unfortunately this is not the Megatron I was planning to review, but it has been a pretty difficult time with it. You see, what happened? I ordered the Megatron I was planning to review, and it was shipped to the wrong address. Contacted the seller, they refunded me, and a week later his eBay account was deleted. So I ordered from another seller, and his eBay account as of last week was also deleted, and I still have not received the Megatron yet. And I am starting to suspect I never will from him, so I have been looking for another seller. I am going to probably file with eBay to get my money back from that one. Although I still have to wait for another couple of days before I can do it because I'm still not on my delivery timeline yet. Anyway, it was my birthday last week as of the recording of this video, and I was nicely given a Seige Megatron for my birthday, so we are going to be reviewing that for the series. See, it is a nice H-tank-like looking vehicle mode. Cannon looks kind of futuristic, but then again, this is supposed to be a Cybertronian mode tank. Doesn't look as clean as the one I reviewed earlier from the Combiner Wars. But then again, this doesn't have as much kibble in the back except for this, and again, this is supposed to be Cybertronian, not Earth-based. Not much else to say about the tank other than it kind of rolls and the turret does move. Although sometimes the kibble does get in the way in a few spots. Regardless, let's transform him, and that requires pulling this thing out. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. So we pop this apart, and yeah, you can tell this is his fusion cannon. It can stay right into the arm, although it can pop off if need be, and we'll get into why it can pop off later. See, these panels right here can be folded inward, and we're already starting to unpeg here, so we'll head there. Fold this up. Pull this out completely. There's another hinge right here that we fold. Keep this down, and we fold these panels in like so, which is not only stiff, but getting this section out is easy. Getting it back in is very difficult. Not like I'm worried about breaking it or anything, but it is harder than it should be. So we're going to untab here. Fold this panel out, and there are hinges here and here that need to be folded in order to straighten out this leg section along with the other side. Oh wait, I have to unpeg first, and don't worry about the snapping because there has been nothing that's broken on this so far. Turn his waist around like so. Fold out the heels. This one is kind of loose on mine, although it does click into place like it's supposed to. And we take his shoulders and fold them in, fold out his fists. And then finally we take this section here and make sure that it sort of snaps in place. It's not completely snapped in place, but it is good enough. And there we have Seige Megatron. Now finally with this, we split the bottom, rotate, and rotate this section, fold it back in because there is a tab here that slots into the side there, tab in the top. And he has his sword, which he had in the games. which just plugs into his hand right there, or we can plug it into his arm, much like a armored gear robot. Armored core robot, not armored gear, armor core. Now then, as for articulation, his head is on a ball joint, but unfortunately this panel here does come out. It's not really supposed to, but there's really nothing tabbing it in place there. Shoulders are universal. Elbow is 90 degrees. There's nothing in the wrist, of course. Waist articulation with nice nice knees and hips. And then there's the ankles. You can see they pop in place, but this side is very loose and it's a little tricky to get it to snap back in. This one pops out, the joint's a little stiffer, it clicks back in like it's supposed to, but it's not really a good ankle joint really. And his elbows do hold in place, and then you have to pop them out like that, and then you get the rest of the rotation. Now, there is one other thing we can do with this sword, and that is, yes, the instructions actually tell you can do this. You can actually plug it into his fusion cannon, but his arm really can't hold the weight. Of course, we can also unplug this like so. Then we fold these, oh wait, they have to fold together like so. Gotta make sure that we got everything lined up like it's supposed to. We gotta fold this up completely like this. And then we can plug it into his shoulder like so. We can have the over-the-cannon shoulder that the G1 and the Masterpiece had, although he doesn't have the gun face. But it's a nice little homage to that mode. And that was shown on the box. Not really the instructions, but it's something you can do. So we're going to just fold that back up into sword mode for now, because there is some more things we're going to be looking at with this Megatron, and that is the Seige toy line gimmicks, of which there are a few. As you can see, I got the blast effects piece here. Unfortunately, this is not going to fit until we pull this off, and we can just plug it into his fusion cannon like so for a blast effect. Of course, I can also just slide this on like so, and it kind of looks like it's an exploding shell that came out. So that works. As for the sword, you can see there are two notches there, and that is for this sword effect, which can go on the top here or the bottom right here for a slashing effect. I'm going to put this back together because we are also going to be looking at the main gimmick, and that is all of the 5mm ports, 2 on his feet, 4 on his back, 1 shoulder, 1 arm, and on each side of the leg. And that, of course, the fusion cannon is also in a 5mm port, meaning that you could probably just plug it into just about any figure. However, I have a few Seige pieces here. For example, I got this guy, which I am going to plug in right on his shoulder like so, and we'll put the effects piece back on him. Come on, get in there, get in there, get in there. Okay, then we're going to take this piece I made from COG and just plug it into the back like so. Angle it just a little bit. Gonna tilt him a little bit to the forward because now he's kind of back heavy. Got the sword right here that we can just put in his hand, or we can just put it in his fusion cannon. I'd say we just put it in his hand for now. Then we got this shield piece I'm going to put into his shoulder like so. And we got these pieces, which we are going to plug into his feet like so to give him a little extra height. And that one goes right there. And we're just going to take the sword and plug it into his arm like so. And we have a armored up and ready for battle Megatron. And that is just crazy awesome right there. Oh, sorry, bumped the table there. Regardless, that is my review of Seige Megatron. He is kind of a nice looking Megatron. He actually does look pretty G1 looking. Although there are a few problems with his joints, but that could just be my copy and not yours. A little bit more G1 looking than the Combiner Wars one I reviewed earlier. Now then, I'm probably going to be stopping the Reign of Megatron series here for now until I either get my order in or until I am sure that I am never ever going to get that stupid Megatron I'm trying to order. It's kind of frustrating here, but again, good Megatron. Worth picking up if you like something that's a little bit more G1 looking, a little bit more posable than the Combiner Wars one, more bulky than the Combiner Wars one. I definitely would say pick it up if you want a good Megatron. Until then, you have a good day. Bye.